Alright, we got recording. It's just an overview again, make sure I have it. It's July 23rd. The Democrats are in town, so I'm staying away from Center City. There's the garden, as it is. We got some tomatoes, not a whole lot. It was late this year. But here's the lettuce towers. Show the major components here, make sure everybody can see the details. There's some of the lettuce. It's hot today. It's like almost 99 degrees. It's been not too bad this summer, but surprisingly, these lettuce things are doing pretty good. The arugula is bolted here, so it's just bolted. There's nothing you can do about that. But, this other red lettuce. And here's the components of the system. I'll do them in reverse order. There's the drain. It drains in. There's still nutrient in there. There's about a minute's worth of flow of the nutrient into the system. So basically I just drain that off so that my tomato plants get additional feeding. I move that hose around as I do. That drain system drains down to the bottom. Get a look at that. Each of the columns. And this will be a detailed overview. Then the one column left to build. An end terminating piece. That's irrigation tubing. I'll show you the blow up details of that probably in this video. There's another connector between two columns, two end columns. Here's the beginning column. There's the hose connected to the fertilizer injector. So that takes concentrated fertilizer and feeds it at a certain rate into the system. I don't have it measured all that well, but it seems to work pretty good. I usually put a scoop of my tomato mix in there. That's the hose connection, just running that around. And that just runs into the timer, which is right here. It's a Galcon. I guess it's gallon connector or something. I have two of those. This is the one for the 1 minute for the lettuce. This is for tomatoes. I have that running so everything's a little wet. I need to tighten up some of those joints. I don't like water leaking. There you go with the overview. Okay, this is a detail. Exploded out view of the basic, the header and the drain. This is the drain. And that's just two pieces glued together. I'll put together a parts list. But I just drill a hole, put that in there, glue that up. Seems to work fine. I haven't had any issues with the drain. I like the rounded caps, but most ones I have are flat caps. Then on the inlet side, create this system here. It's fairly simple. Again, it's a connector, a hole drilled through the inspection port lid. That screws down into the inspection port to give you that on the header side. And here's an exploded view of those components. This is a different T. This T is empty, and I glue that in. This T already has this screwed in there, so you don't need to glue it up. You drill the hole out. This inserts directly into here. That's a regular female or male irrigation, half-inch irrigation connector. Just back that off. This inserts here. I have detail on the drilling out of the emitters, but then this goes in here after you get the cap, drill out emitter. So that's the detail on the header and the drain system. Again, it's just 1/2 inch tubing that pretty much connects everything with the proper connectors.
How that works. These wool blocks, I put the seeds in there, they grow through, and then they fit in these 2-inch 45-degree angle tubing that I then insert into the holes that I drill, basically in the 4-inch pipe. This is the header system. Drill out the hole and then tap it for the emitter that goes in here. Now this is the squared off piece. I'm going to mark that so I get that. Key to that is obviously making sure there are no pieces in there. So tap. Just tap out that hole. So the 2 emitters then serve as a backup system that really allows for, if there's any problem, look at all these filing and these little shavings and stuff, they can major damage. In these emitters, there's a lot of crap in there. So basically I'm going to just take it apart and flush that out. Trick. Screw these emitters in here. Nice and fit. Won't go anywhere. Guy on YouTube showed me how to do that. Break off. There you have that. And they've easily squared up on here. Sometimes you can put a little bit of some petroleum lubricant, but that's force fitted. Where I haven't had those feel yet. Yeah, so here's the gel I use for lubricating if I have to, just a little bit. And I mark these. So that when I do insert them into the cord, I can line them up to the front, because I've got 3, you see 3 sets, so I want that to be at the front. It sprays around. Seems to work. If I need to, I can put more. I can always change that configuration very easily, take that apart. Obviously this comes out. There you go.
Okay, looks like it's recording. Alright, good. Alright, here we have in progress column. Let me show you. These are 45-degree angles with inside, outside. That's how they would normally fit together. You don't want to get the ones with the couplings on, they won't fit in these holes. I'll show you drilling these holes out. I really just tap these in. I'm not gluing these yet. Don't really have to, and right now it keeps everything mobile. That's how they go in there. There's a little cup of water. I can maybe show that later on. The other thing I want to show is the gluing up the I glue this up. These are the inspection ports at the top. Use heavy duty clear PVC. Seems to work fairly good. Heavy duty just because it's thicker. For me, it seems like it just works better. I usually mark where this goes on, so I do this here. Where the bottom would be, it is marked. I see the mark at the top. That gives me a good seal in case I miss something. They don't really leak. And then just slide that on. There's no specific. And then I just proceed to seal this top piece here all the way around. If I do move these indoors, I don't want them leaking, so I may have to do some additional work. But and again, these I don't glue. The bottom end caps, I make sure the bottom end caps are at right angles to the main. This is the front, these are the sides. I only have 3 sides drilled out. That's the way I have that set up. So I just make sure that this is right angles so that when you put them together, they all chain link together. Same basic operation here. The top, the bottom. Slide that on, make sure it's lined up pretty much, and give it a seal all the way around. And that's the glue up. Let that dry. These are the little pots, pretty much. Take a little simmer on, throw that in there, and just pop that in there like that, and then just on down in. That's it. The rest is just repeating. I should maybe try the time lapse. I'm gonna do a little demo. Hopefully this will work. Heat probably made this loosened up a little bit. That baby flew off over there. Don't want that to happen inside, although you can take them apart and fix them. See what happens. Great. You can see that view of how nicely sprayed that is. 2 emitters just in case failure, backup. Nice. That one's tested out, so I'll probably use this one. These are the connectors. It goes backwards. That loosens up the tubing from the connector, and then you force unfit it. These are marked where the front is. You want the front to be there. This end cap also. I'll leave that on. Probably shouldn't tighten this tight, but for now, we'll see how it goes. Keep everything lined up. Show you how I hang those. I'll just temporarily throw this one up over there. Move some plants. There you go. Now I'll just get those out. Put a tubing in between. Here. End cap on there. Same with the drain. Be good to go. Guess it's on record. Wish there was a light. Hope I don't chop my fingers off. There you go. Let's just allow water to fall down through it. Plastic. Clean them up. Filings just aren't a problem because they're outside of the emitters. If this all was inside or a closed system, you might have problems. And there you go. Maybe show how that looks inside. Help keep them drying out. It is hot and desert back here. Now all I have to do is connect it up and put the disconnect the bottom. Get a measurement for this tubing here. Move this piece over to here as the final drain. And these go opposite, thread backwards. And then you can work them out. I put a little Vaseline in here, or that food grade lubricant. I don't want to pull this down on top of me. And then it just connects to this one in the chain as I do them, get them together, and then just tighten it. Reverse thread. And I'll measure the connector from my 1/2 inch stock tubing. Make sure I don't have any drip holes in it. I could plug them, tape or plug them, but I think they're good. Now I'll just connect at the bottom and do the same at the top. Let's get a measurement there. I can't really see the measurement. Just kind of want to let them hang as they are. Very little manipulation. I think if I do a 25-inch, maybe 26. Could always trim it later. Try to get a measurement from around something that's at least loosen up in the sun. Get a straight 26-inch piece cut. A little bit of that lubricant. Slides on easier. Connect up the drains so that I only need one exit pipe all the way out. Make sure that's backed off all the way. Then tighten that up. Reverse threaded. As you normally you would loosen it, it tightens itself. And netting for my garden here seems to crawl away with whatever. Tighten it. Show you the top. Again, reverse thread it, loosens it up. Pops it out. I need another connector there. My end cap. That end cap terminates it here, keeps the pressure inside at a constant pressure so that cool. Time for feeding. It's 2 o'clock.
Gather all the way.
This runs about a minute. I think I'll need a 2x4 bracing that back board up. I don't think this is a lot of weight. I think it's too much. Alright. And we'll see if we pull the whole thing down. Leave a piece in there, I'll measure that out. It's like 24 and a half. 26 at the bottom. Give it a little bit more. Get these out in the sun, loosen them up a little bit. They do kink. That was fun, right? Grease that up a little bit. And when I get this back in, all put together, I'm gonna run it. I can override the system and run it manually for a minute. You can do that with any of these Galco or whatever they're called, Galcon timers that I'm using. I use one for the irrigation system. Same tubing. It's a half inch. Just get a grip on that. All right. Should be complete. Can maybe turn that on. See if we can see the spraying activity in here. Alright, we got that on. It's running. It'll run for a minute. Just get an idea. See the waterfall coming down. I got water trapped in here. The baskets go in there. It's the topmost one. You can maybe see, feel the spray. It's spraying pretty well. Give that a tap. And there you have it. That's pretty much it. 3 columns now. Maybe I'll give you a shot of a bunch of baskets. Just loaded this one up with broccoli. It's got my broccoli on it. Throw that up in there and I can check it later. Pull this one out. I need to get that one back in there. Simmer on. Another simmer on. So just push these. These are wool seed starters. Fit right in that basket. And I put them in the holes. Or no, burpee mescaline. They didn't seed well at all, and I finally got this one to seed. It's very small. We'll see how it works. So I probably need some more pots. 15 to a column. I'll need another 9 pots. For the next column, I think I've got enough elbows. Cornering the market on these elbows, I would go in and Home Depot and just basically take the whole box. Hard to come by. Took me weeks to get them all, but just in time. There you go. I'll bring some out indoors, and I'll crank up the injector, get some water in there and some fertilizer. That's it. Hope you enjoyed.